Hey folks, how are you doing? So, I was reading this super interesting article on Medium recently, which I also linked below. It wasn't published by us, but essentially it was talking about these preposterously useless B2C products, in this case, a cocktail espresso machine, which was super expensive and was producing basically super expensive cocktails that people didn't want. And how it happens that, the Juiceros of the world, if you've heard of this case, another completely useless product that got like 140 millions in funding from VCs in the Silicon Valley, come into being, right? Juicero is basically a juice squeezer that produce super expensive juices made out of pre-made juice pulp bullets, right? That would cost like between $5 and $7 a pop. And it was a massive flop despite its massive funding. When you kind of look at products like that with hindsight, you wonder how on earth did the engineers, the product managers end up working on something so inane, right? But when you sort of look around on our own B2B SaaS playground, we see a lot of such smaller scale examples. Um, One thing that comes to mind is basically features that are built based off either someone's gut feeling or the problems that your team has, right? Or a solution they want to build to a problem that doesn't exist, or simply something they are building because the competitors have built it without any knowledge or understanding how this particular feature would fit into their product and if this is something that would really help their users. So oftentimes I see companies that know very little about what their users are really doing inside their products, and they even can go, for days or weeks without noticing major bugs because they look at their product analytics so rarely, or they haven't set them up at all. So a couple of days ago, I chatted to a CPO slash CEO of a personal finance app that relaunched its new user onboarding on Friday. And on Monday, I got a bag that essentially would prevent new signups from proceeding with the onboarding flow because when I was clicking the next button, nothing was happening. So I sent him a quick loom and he was like, oh my gosh, you spotted such a big bug. Thank you for this. And then he explained to me why they don't have product analytics implemented, right? So essentially, he said that they didn't have the resources to hire a data analyst and a data engineer to set it all up. And then I realized, yeah, well, some of these product analytics tools literally take weeks or months to set up. Um, and yeah, we're at Userpilot are trying to change it. So I have in fact included a resource below that talks about how you can simplify your product analytics so you can become more data driven. Because being more data driven and actually understanding your users, understanding what they're doing and understanding their needs is one way to prevent the mad feature creep, right? That will end in like you basically creating a Frankenstein of a product, right? So being data driven is really, just like eating your vegetables. It's what keeps you fit and it's what keeps you from making these big and expensive product mistakes. Ultimately, this is something you want to invest in, even though it may not give you the instant gratification and visible outputs. I know, we all want to seem like we're being really productive and busy at work. So, if you have the resources to implement data analytics inside your product, do use them. Because a lot of companies, and this is another thing that I have seen around on social media, John Cutler posted this fantastic infographic about what being data driven really means and what sacrifices you need to make and what mindset shifts and changes you need to go through to actually become a data driven, data led product team. So go check it out. Also in this newsletter below. And yeah, let me know if you think this is helpful and if you are trying to become more data driven, then hopefully we can talk about how we can help with that as well. See you all next week. Bye.